Take more risk. So why should procurement pros now actually be taking more risk? It's my contention, as a former professional poker player, that what we're all doing, not just procurement pros or investment professionals, but all of us as human beings, is making decisions every single moment of our life. And when you break that down, all decisions are actually resource allocation decisions. Sometimes money, but often time or energy or passion or status, standing, reputation. A lot of scarce resources that we have in lots of different forms, some tangible, some intangible, are on the line every time we do or decide anything. The problem is that we're doing all of that in a world of uncertainty, where we don't know the outcome of those decisions. Now, sometimes we think of uncertainty as being like, the world's a very uncertain place and who knows what's going to happen in the next 5 years with technology and medicine and all the rest of it. But sometimes the world's an uncertain place because I don't know what my audience is going to be like today. Or, you could be walking to work and you slip over on a banana skin. Or we have a disease which we didn't know that we had. And, that news can be devastating. Uncertainty takes lots of different forms. It is my contention, however, that the world is becoming more uncertain. And the reason for that is because if you think of things that can affect the future as being like little butterflies in the butterfly effect, the more interaction and interrelationship there is between all of those possible things, of which we are one, no doubt about it, then the more potential uncertainty and volatility there is in this unknown future. And just look at the world around us. We are completely interconnected now in a way we've never been before. There's a tsunami in Japan and it affects the employment opportunities of people in Sunderland because it challenges Nissan's supply chain. So how do we make decisions in a world where the outcome of those decisions is becoming less and less known? As a poker player, what's interesting is on day one, on page one of any decent book, you read what is essentially risk-reward analysis. It's quite boring. It's a little bit alienating if you're not used to mathematics, but you have to read it because if you don't, you can't allocate your scarce resources in a world of uncertainty. And that's what we're doing every 90 seconds in poker. You have to make a decision that you can't abdicate, you can't procrastinate, and you can't delegate. And when you get to grips with that maths, with that body of knowledge, what you find is that actually, a lot of the time when we make decisions, we're staying safe, we're being risk averse, we're not doing things which could fail. And the discipline that poker gives you is to understand that you have to do some things which could fail. And in fact, it's sometimes the case that the more you fail, the more risk you take, actually the greater your long-term returns on investment. Because what you're doing is things that are less likely to succeed, but when they succeed, they give you a greater return as a result. And very often that will happen in life because the returns that you get when those things succeed are greater because there is less competition. Why? Because everyone else's fear of failure or loss aversion and risk aversion is stopping them from doing those things as well. So I'm not saying for 1 minute that we should all go crazy and start taking lots of risks. But if you want to navigate this uncertain future, actually the first skill is to understand that you're going to be wrong more often and therefore you have to take more risk in order to get more return to compensate for that.